Welcome back to Creativerse. This is Siamko, cogamers.net and the Shadowcast. And welcome to Beaumont. This is the new spawn city that I'm going to start building here. This is not the dead center of the map, but it's fairly close. Dead center of the map is about right here, but that's just an open ice lake. So we came up here. And this is a really cool area. We've got some tunnels, we've got this huge crater, we've got these mountains, give us some great vista views. I'll come up here and take a look, show you. So we got some nice vistas. And we got this little welcome message now. It says, welcome to the cogamers.net Thadriel spawn city of Beaumont. The reason I went with Beaumont is because I hate naming things. I never think that they sound right. So I just kind of look stuff up and I try to come up with the thing that's got a meaning. Apparently Beaumont is a French origin name and it means beautiful mountain. And I thought that it fit really well because this area is very beautiful. And then also we've got Rambos everywhere. So Beau and Mont, Mont, it comes from the Latin word of montum, which is for mountain. So I think it works. So this is Beaumont. This is the dead center of this claim that I purchased here. Went ahead and just put the dead center, and I wanted to do the dead center so that we can kind of build out from that. I don't really like the original base that I've got. It's got something that just like the claim lines like break in these weird spots, so I'm going to take that well into account this time. I am going to go ahead and set a timer for this episode though, so that I don't ramble along too far. Let's see, timer, bow, there we go. Alright, so we got 15 minutes. Let's see what we can get done. So I know that I want to do a central chamber, and I was thinking about doing a round chamber, but it just round things never quite work the way that I want them to in games like this. And I happened to look at this lamp and I kind of got inspired by it, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to do something that kind of use this lamp as like some inspiration. So our center chamber is going to be a square. We're going to have a nice domed roof like this, with an oculus in the middle, looking up, and right in the center of that oculus we're going to put our spawn pad. So this will be the exact center of the oculus. So what we need to decide right now is how big of an area we want this singular room to be. And I think what I want to do is I don't want to disturb too much of the terrain. So I'm thinking I'm going to level this ground out. I think I'm just going to remove this little section right here. We'll just remove this down. So yeah, so whenever I was coming up with the name for this place, I was like, oh, how am I going to come up with a name? And I always kind of default to like Latin, because I just feel like Latin is like the oldest, most recognized, widespread language the human race ever used. So it's like that's where all words kind of came from for me. I'm sure somebody's going to tell me at some point that I'm wrong and that there's a much older language, but that's the reason I always go back to Latin. But let's see, what do I want to do? I want to come down. So I want to take down these next 3 layers. Okay. So I was looking it up, and I was like looking up Latin words, and and it really wasn't coming out the way that I wanted it to. So I kind of just Googled like fantasy, mountain city names, I think is exactly what I put into Google, and then it took me to a website about naming things in a fantasy novel, and it mentioned using last names or surnames as names of places because they tend to work really well. So I was like, oh, that's probably a good thing to do. So I typed in, last name meaning mountain, and gave me this list, and Beaumont was like the third one down, and I was like, that's it. That's such a good name because we have Rambos everywhere here, and like I said, Mont comes from the Latin montum for mountain, so I like it. It's probably more information than anybody really cares about, but that's just how my brain works. Figured I'd share that so you can kind of understand some of the decisions I'll make later. I'm trying to decide on what I want to do. If I want to do, because there's a lot of white around here from the snow. If I want to do limestone construction, or if I want to do another more colorful construction. And I think what we're going to end up coming with is kind of almost a Greek theme, Mediterranean style theme is what we're going to end up with. We're going to have some splashes of color in, to add some trim lines and things like that in. But I think the majority of it is going to be probably the limestone. Because whenever I think of a museum, I think kind of limestone and marble, and everything's very clean, white. And then the art inside is what you actually appreciate because it's set onto this backdrop. And that's something to remember too, whenever I'm building this, is the fact that, it's going to look very empty. It's going to look very white, and it's kind of surgical at first because but it's going to be displaying all these blocks and all these little terrariums with biome things in it that are going to add all this color to it. So we don't want to put too much color into the actual environment itself, or we're going to run into a problem. So I think if we do this, this will be good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and plop that down like that, and then I'm just going to start leveling this area off, and we'll leave that little crater underneath there as kind of a makeshift little house for us to stay in while we're building this place out. But it's important to me to try to work with this landscape to make it look like this build is, very organic and built right into the sides of things here. So that's very important to me to try to get that to successfully pull off. So let's see. Got this. I hope that at some point we'll get some more actual subscribers, some more viewers seeing the content that I've got here. I'm really trying to crack the code on what's the best way of advertising your channel, I guess, and kind of pushing it forward without spamming too much. And there's a lot to do with like analytics and things that I haven't learned yet. I will as we go through, or as I go through. And right now my content's very simple. I don't want to say it's not quality. can always be an improvement, but it's just very simple right now. And maybe we need some more dynamic content to really stand out more. I'm going to be working on an intro and an outro screen, and linking to some videos we had before. I used to do that with Sony Vegas whenever I did Sony Vegas as my editing software, which I still have Sony Vegas, but I'm wanting to move to a more professional grade editor, so I'm working with Premiere and trying to learn Premiere and After Effects and setting all those things up. So we'll get this knocked out. And then I normally do like some music overlays and stuff for my videos, but to be honest, I'm really kind of digging the Creativerse music right now. But if it gets to a point where I want something else, I know I've got options. See, this grass is nice and green here. It doesn't really change the color of it between what biome it's in. My concern right now is, if you look, we've got a temperature of 28 degrees. We got this cold monitor up, so we may want to warm things up a bit. I think we can do that by putting some hardened lava down, or maybe even some actual lava up here to help warm this area up so that people aren't taking cold damage while they're at spawn, because nobody's going to want to do that. Let's get this completed. Then also, cogamers.net, we're going to be getting our website rebuilt. I had a meeting on Thursday with a web developer about getting the site changed. And then I had to leave Friday. My father had surgery, so I had to go spend a couple days with him. But we're going to be getting a new site put together very soon. So we should be good to go. And the web developer that I talked to is very interested in actually becoming pretty active with cogamers, so that would be really awesome to have somebody that we can all collaborate with. People can ask questions to, as far as like if you're starting up a game server, or you're wanting to put a website together, it might be a good asset to have somebody to talk to about that. See, that's why I don't like throwing away all that dirt and stuff that we're getting back at the quarry, back at the house, just for the simple fact that you go through it so fast whenever you're filling something in like this. It gets a little ridiculous. Yep. See, we're already down to where we're using bare dirt. There we go. Okay. So we got a pretty good thing going here. What do we got? Need to find. Is it over here? Let's find out where it's at. One more. No. Okay. Right there. Okay. So this is our center. This is the center of our room. And now we just need to decide how we want to go about doing this. Now I know that claims, whenever I say this is the center of our room, actually like the center of our room is going to be on one of these corners, because the claim is actually only like 16 blocks wide, so we probably should map that out first. So let's go. Oop. So we'll just go ahead and go all the way over to the edge of our claim. Then we can figure out, because I'm pretty sure that claims are even numbered, and that means that there won't be a block that's the actual center. Yep. So, okay. Take crouch off. Let's find out where our claim is over here. Edge of our claim is over here. Whoa. Okay. So we want to be on this line. And so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. Oh God, I hate it when that happens. It's like a little loading hitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, and 64. Exactly. Okay, so that means 32 and 32. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Okay. So that means that, how are we going to mark this? There, we'll do it like that. So this is, these two blocks are the center this way. And then I'm going to figure out the center that way. It should be 32 blocks and 32 blocks. And then, so we'll end up with is something like this. So our oculus in the center of the room is actually going to be like this. It's actually going to be 4 wide. So the only issue I have with that is the fact that whenever we go to put down our teleporter, it's going to go on one block. It won't go, excuse me, in the center. So it's going to be off, which is going to be upsetting. But that's okay. That's okay. We'll make it work. We'll figure out a way to make it work. So I'm going to continue doing this. Please come by and check us out, cogamers.net. Check us out in Creativerse by searching cogamers.net. The Thadriel world that we have, the password for it is 5507. If you're liking what I'm doing here, if you like the content that I'm producing, please like, favorite, and subscribe. Share it with your friends. Tell people what we're doing here. And have them come join us as well. Look forward to seeing you in game. And until next time, this is Siamko, and I'll see you then.